And a lot of the women that I work with, they're showing me their birthmarks and their scars. Sometimes I'm the first person to see them without makeup, and I'm able to pour into them and let them know how beautiful they are without,
Without the
without
makeup.
it.
Right.
I can't make you beautiful. You are beautiful.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Michaela Pereira. I am so glad you're with me today. Have you noticed, or maybe this is actually you, that we often create what we need? We see a problem or a gap, an issue that needs a solution, and we create it or we solve for it. Today we get to meet just that kind of woman. As a young mom, Rebecca B. Wade, she wasn't feeling great about herself. She found that putting on some makeup, playing around with makeup, was a way to make herself feel better. Listen, she says that she had no intention of creating a beauty brand for black and brown skin, but wouldn't you know it, life had other plans. She did, and it blossomed into something bigger and, dare I even say, more beautiful, a way to connect with other women. I'm so proud to introduce you to founder of B. Wade Beauty, professional makeup artist, Rebecca V. Wade. What a joy to meet you. Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you as well. You are gorgeous.
Oh, this is such a beautiful moment between the two of us. So, first of all, a beauty brand creator, a makeup artist, but someone who's on a parenting voyage. It is, for you, it really has all been a voyage, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It's been a long journey.
And both of these parts of you, they kind of are in sync. Let's talk about how you came to the world of makeup. Take me back to how you were feeling when you were a young mom and you weren't feeling great about yourself.
Yeah, so I had my first child at the age of 22, which I thought I was grown back then. I think we all thought we were
Didn't we
grown.
all?
Yeah, so, I look back now like I was a whole
I was a
child out
baby. I was a whole child.
here. So I had my first child young at 22, and life changed for me really quickly, as you can imagine. And those first 6 weeks, the first couple of months at home were really difficult. And I hadn't realized over time that I hadn't really gotten a good look at myself in the mirror. So one day when my son was napping, I went to, the restroom to take a shower, and I caught a glimpse of myself, and I said, "Woo," like looking a little rough. And I
Well,
felt
because
like
let's talk about it. You're probably not sleeping very much with a new one, right?
I didn't have the language and the tools at the time to know that I was dealing with postpartum depression.
Oh,
So I was dealing with that as well and not knowing it. So when I saw myself in the mirror, I didn't recognize myself. I knew I was young, and I felt like I was too young to look and feel the way that I did.
well, and add to it probably because you're 22, you're not necessarily you think you got it handled,
I
and
didn't.
yet and you probably hadn't reached out to other moms around your age that might have been going through the same thing. You probably didn't have community, right?
No, I didn't. No, not as much as I needed and wanted at the time, but luckily I was able to find my way. Moms find their way. It's just what we do. We
It's so
just
true.
figure it out. It's just in us. And that's what I did.
So you figured it out by what? Playing around with makeup a little bit?
So when my son was napping, I wanted to spruce myself up. I wanted to feel better. And I just pulled out the one little palette I had. I didn't know what I was doing. Like a lot of people, I went to YouTube and I just slapped some colors on my face. And I said, "Girl, that's cute." It wasn't cute. Like if I were to go back and show you those pictures, they are truly humble beginnings, right? So it just every day it became a moment of self care for me to pour into myself because I couldn't get out the house the way that I wanted to. And just because I was home all day, it didn't mean I had to I didn't want to sit in the front. So I kind of used makeup as a way to just give me a little pick me up while I was doing what I needed to do around the house.
And apparently it worked because somehow along the way, you decide to create a beauty brand. It's one thing to play around with something, but then to decide to make your own. Tell me about that. Make the bridge to that point for me.
That was absolutely impulsive, but it was also, it felt like the natural next step. Like a lot of people during COVID, I was trying to figure out what my next steps were. As a makeup artist, I work really closely with people. I have to touch them. So having to maintain my distance during COVID ended a lot of my work. So I went from having all of this work to having no income in a week. And it's crazy because I've been a makeup artist for, at that time, 9, 10 years. And I was praying for a dream job of working on a television show. And I finally got that job because up to that point, I was just filling in for others and things like that. But I finally got a job as Key makeup artist. And a week later, COVID happened and I lost my dream job after having it for 1 week.
A lot of
It
people
was,
found
it was
themselves
devastating.
in similar positions, but that's the true test of a person's mettle is what do you do when you are hit with something like that that is beyond your control, right? COVID had nothing, this was nothing personal, girl. It happened to everybody. It was a
Yeah, it
universal
felt
change,
personal.
right? It
Y'all
sure did. It
I went
sure did.
with COVID. We did. But so that, I asked myself, well, how can I connect to my audience? How can I connect to my clientele? And being a brown girl, a plus size girl with locks, I didn't see myself represented a lot. So I was like, I can be the face of my own brand and I can create products with women in mind, with mothers in mind, with working women in mind. And I was able to provide for my kids when all of my work stopped,
Yes,
so
you were.
it was a quick
Yes,
pivot,
you were.
you know.
But sometimes those quick pivots, you know what's great about a quick pivot? And they don't always work, but sometimes in a quick pivot, there's not enough time for that self doubt. Like, what am I doing? Am I crazy? I don't know right? There's no
Yeah.
time for that to make its way in and maybe kill the dream or step on your action.
I had mouths to feed. It wasn't
You
a
have mouths to
question.
feed. What do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, right? There's truth to that. So I actually skipped a stage. You're doing makeup, you're doing these things on YouTube, but then you realize there's something in there for you as a profession. Was it because you were getting the positive feedback, or were you just like, no, I love this. I want to be a professional makeup artist. I can do this. I can make a career for myself.
I loved I did fall in love with makeup first, but I fell in love with the women that I worked with. One particular client that stands out to me is I was doing her makeup. I did her mother first. And when she saw her mom, she was like, oh, she looks amazing. And she was so excited and she couldn't wait to sit in the chair. And she sat in my chair and she just got really quiet and she hunched over and she just started sobbing. And I said, well, what's wrong? And she said, please make me beautiful. I just want to be beautiful. And it broke me. I put my brushes down and I just cried with her. And that was the moment I fell in love with the profession. And I fell in love with having the opportunity to work with women when they're being so open and vulnerable with me. And a lot of the women that I work with, they're showing me their birthmarks and their scars. Sometimes I'm the first person to see them without makeup, and I'm able to pour into them and let them know how beautiful they are without,
Without the
without
makeup.
it.
Right.
I can't
Right.
make you beautiful. You are beautiful. And that was something that I really needed when I became a mom. And my goal was to pour that feeling onto everyone that I work with. I really desire for mothers, especially, to feel beautiful.
Yeah. My God, what a beautiful vessel you are. You're just love pouring. And some people might say like makeup, that's just covering up a natural, but a good makeup artist enhances
That's
someone's
what I'm
makeup
known
and
for.
their
Yes.
beauty. Right.
Mhm.
So is that your style? You're not necessarily putting all sorts of stuff on a face, but you're just sort of bringing out the best.
Yeah, this is my 10-minute face. I don't have on any false
That's a
lashes.
lie. You did 10 minutes on that face?
10 minutes,
Those jeans,
girl.
girl, those jeans. Those jeans.
So, yeah, it's all about enhancing what's already there.
Well, there's something about when you open your heart, when you show your vulnerability to someone in moments like that, such intimate, personal moments like that, it shows them that it's safe to do so as well. And then there's a whole new level of understanding and exchange. I want you to tell me about what it was like for you to, I have a friend who often says, when you write a book or you create a line, a product line, it's something tangible that's in the world, right? It's different from writing a book, writing, not downplaying any of those things. But when you have something you can actually put your hands on, tell me what that moment was like when you first had one of your products with your branding on it in your hand.
Oh, wow. You trying to make me cry. I'm joking.
Come on
Um,
now.
it was unreal. Because from the beginning, I didn't start doing makeup for any of that. So when I had it in my hands, it was just we have these visions for ourselves when we start, and then for me, I'm a woman of faith, and God brought me to a place where I could have never imagined. I could have never dreamt. I could have never put together on my own. So it was just all of the praying, all of the crying, all of those things led to that moment, and holding it in my hands was it's really unreal. I still have moments. Like
You
it's
pinch yourself still when you
still,
see it.
yeah, like I'm just a girl from humble beginnings, like a lot of people. And yeah, I just can't believe it. I really can't.
It's interesting because you garnered attention and worked with the likes of Neo, Avery Sunshine, Angie Stone, the list goes on, but your sweet spot is what you said earlier is the every woman, the mom, the woman who is not feeling great about herself. You have this power of connecting with those women because I think you see yourself in them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I try to, we all be the person that you needed.
Yeah.
That's a popular saying. Yeah. So I really try to be the person that I needed. And that's why I can just see it in others. Like there were moments when, like, just be it my body language or my energy or whatever you want to call it, I just wanted someone to notice me, and I just wanted someone to see me, and I just wanted someone to feel me. And I feel like it's just something, a gift that I feel like I've been given, and I just try to do my best to keep that at the core of who I am, and everything that I do.
Well, part of the gifts that you've been given are these two beautiful sons of yours. And I want to talk about the journey there. And I might make you cry here too, because I know
I got tissue because I knew
you
when
bring that girl. I got a box right here too. This has been a journey, your journey of motherhood and parenthood as well. Your son Simon was born with autism, and that has been a journey of exploration for both of you.
yeah, it has been one of the greatest rewarding blessings of my life. Absolutely.
Explain why, because I think there are some people that would say autism's been a blessing. Explain.
I can't say that I felt like that, from the beginning. Like it wasn't, I was devastated when I received the diagnosis. And then, like most parents, I went online and I, read about it. I watched YouTube videos, and I obsessed about it. And I overwhelmed myself with information that put limitations on myself and my son before we even began our journey. When you start off, when you get that diagnosis, you're kind of bombarded with all of the things that they can't do or shouldn't be able to do. And then you kind of go into it feeling defeated from the beginning. And so it was, I had to work backwards from that. I had to really pull myself out of that and say, Rebecca, let's get to know Simon for who he is. Let's meet him where he's at. Let's silence the noise. I stopped taking in so much information, and just gave myself a chance and gave my son a chance to really see what we were both made of.
How old were you when you received the diagnosis? Or
Ooh,
how old was he rather?
about maybe 27, I believe.
And how old was he when he received the diagnosis?
He was 3 or 4 in that range, which a lot of children are diagnosed in that time frame.
Right. So not only at 3 or 4, these are busy little bodies, right? 3 or 4 year old boys, they got energy for days and they're into things and they're curious. And you've got another child in the home at that point.
Yes, so I had 2 under 2.
You had plates spinning and you
There we
probably
go.
had a small business going.
Yes, I was doing makeup at that time. That's when it just kind of started to pick up for me. So yeah, it was and back to your question, having a box and having products with my name on it, it's insane to go from that to the cosmetic line. But Simon, our journey has been such a blessing.
Talk to me about what it felt like, first of all, to start to see when you gave yourself permission, when you gave
Uh-huh.
yourself permission to say, I'm going to mute the noise outside. I'm going I'm going to close down the computer. I'm just going to sit with my boy because nobody knows this child better than I do. So how did you feel a weight off your shoulders?
Yes, I was able to breathe and I was able to approach our new reality with curiosity instead of fear.
Oh, how interesting.
So yeah, so it was a new world for us both and Noah as well. And I made sure to include him in every step of the way, so that we all felt a part of each other's world.
Okay, so fast forward, he's no
Hmm.
longer a 3 or 4 year old boy, right?
No,
So he's hit the double digits
he's
and
11.
he's 11. Talk to me about 11-year-old Simon and that voyage now. Fast forward a few years, he's no longer the little one running around the house. He's an active, busy young man. How has that voyage evolved for you?
Ooh, so much has changed. He has grown so much. In the beginning of our journey, he was nonverbal, and now he is forming 8 to 10 word sentences. So that is absolutely major, for children who are, neurodivergent. And the path there, I push him. I really had to like nudge him forward and let him know that, hey, you can do this. And I had to, that was a part of silencing the noise. Like instead of them saying, hey, he can't do this, let's see it first. Let's try first. And that the way that I chose to approach our journey is what contributed to his growth. So now he's engaging with his brother. Typically, he wouldn't play with him or he would go off in the corner. So now they interact so much more. He is talking so much. He is interacting with me in a way. Typically, I would have to initiate all communication, all physical touch, all play. And now he's able to come to me and say, hey, mom, let's play hide and seek and run around and things like that. So it's really exciting to feel like I have that relationship with my child that is mutual and that is beautiful. And for so long, parents with autism, like we just wait to hear our child's voice and we just want to connect so bad. And I'm thankful that the path that we've chosen has granted me that.
Tell me about the process of getting him there because he didn't go from being nonverbal to suddenly 8 word sentences, right? Were you working with him daily?
Yes, so I'm really big on bringing therapy home. So when we went to speech therapy and occupational therapy, I was paying attention to every little thing the speech therapist did and the occupational therapist did, and I went home and I implemented them. And not only did I implement it at home, I taught Noah as well so that we made sure it was a family thing and that he felt supported. Noah went through a phase where, he felt like, why isn't my brother playing with me? And why, when I invite him to play, like he felt very alone. So bringing him along the process has helped him to understand what Simon was going through, which is really important, and learn how to engage with him in a way that increases the success of him agreeing to play with him or communicating, to him. So it was a daily thing. There were days that were difficult, and an aspect of having a child, and having to raise a child with autism keeping myself regulated, keeping myself emotionally grounded, that's when the real breakthrough happened. Because when I was panicking and when I was discouraged, he picked up on that in a way. Yeah. So once I changed that about myself and I learned how to regulate myself and my emotions, he kind of followed me. He would breathe with me. So it was I don't know how to describe it. It was an intuitive thing. It was a spiritual thing. It was a lot of help and resources through our therapist. But I'm really big on bringing therapy home.
I think that's beautiful. I think it's incredible to know that what you've done and that your intuition and your maternal nature guided you along this route. There are people going through this that are maybe receiving the diagnosis right now. What would you say to them from your vantage point? It's okay if you get emotional, sis. It's okay.
I know. I'm just trying to think of what I needed at that time. It's going to be okay. One, get to know your child, your son or your daughter for who they are. Silence the noise and buckle your seatbelt. Buckle your seatbelt, and it's a fun ride. It's so beautiful. They're so innocent. They're so pure. And one thing I want parents to know is they are a reflection of you. There's a lot of things that you may feel that they may not understand, but if you show them love, if you show them encouragement, if you nurture them, they're going to give it right back to you. And that's what I want them to know. So just meditation, do your breathing work, and learn to regulate yourself, because there are moments when we talk about our children being overstimulated. It is very overstimulating for us as well. So take care of yourself and regulate yourself, and you will find an infinite amount of patience that you never knew that you had.
Rebecca B. Wade taking us to church today. Can I just tell you how much you have filled my soul? You have shared the blessing. Look, I've said before that there is power and beauty in sharing our stories. What you are doing by sharing your story here is going to be of assistance to a family that's going through it, a mom that's going through it, a
Mhm.
brother that's going through it. What you shared about
Yeah,
Noah and how he interacts with his brother Simon is just beautiful.
yeah.
Okay. B Wade Beauty, based out of Atlanta, but you can find her on Instagram. Hit them with your ats, please.
B Wade Beauty on Instagram, B Wade on TikTok, and you can order my products at bwade.com.
I'm gonna come see you in Atlanta, and we're gonna have sushi, girl.
I'm gonna
How's
be
that
here to
sound?
be. That sounds great. Let's do
You're my
it.
kind of lady. This has been such a joy. I want to send you Michaela-sized hugs to you and Simon and to Noah. You just keep on doing your thing, girl. I'm so infinitely proud of you, and it's been such a joy to spend time with you in conversation. And to the rest of you watching, thanks, or listening, thanks so much for subscribing and listening, and we'll see you again next time.